Hi, Red Knights. We're here with a new paired selection called Next Up America. The genre of this text is expository text. An expository text teaches facts and other information about a topic. It says compare texts. Read about the first place where many immigrants to the United States stopped. As we're reading this text, I want you to compare it with our other story, The Castle on Easter Street. I want you to think about how these texts are similar and different. Since this is an expository text, we are going to see photographs of real people and places. On the front cover, I can see New York City and the Statue of Liberty. Down here it says, if you sail to New York, you pass the Statue of Liberty. What you see next is Ellis Island. Caption: the Statue of Liberty stands on Liberty Island in New York Harbor. Let's start reading our text.
Today, Ellis Island is part of the Statue of Liberty National Monument. The main building is a museum. Once it was a gateway to America. It was opened from 1892 to 1954. More than 12 million people first entered the United States here. How many people is 12 million? If they all stood in a line, it could stretch like a bridge across the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow! How does the text help you visualize how many people 12 million is? Well, this sentence says that if all 12 million people stood in a line, it would stretch like a bridge across the Atlantic Ocean. That's pretty big. Think of how huge the ocean is. That would be a really long line of people.
Immigrants arrive. Most of the immigrants to Ellis Island came from Europe. The largest groups came from Italy and Ireland. Others came from Russia, Germany, Sweden, and other countries. Why did they come? Some were trying to escape war. Millions came seeking jobs. They wanted an opportunity or chance to make a better life. Many people came seeking freedom. They came to America because they wanted the right to live and speak as they wished. Map: Ellis Island in New York Harbor. Map labels: New Jersey, Hudson River, New York, Ellis Island, Liberty Island, New York. Map key: green, land, blue, water. Caption: families came to America from all over the world. Ellis Island was their first stop in the United States. The immigrants spoke many languages. They had different customs. However, everyone shared one thing. They had all chosen to immigrate. They wanted to move to a new country because they wanted to be Americans. What happened at Ellis Island? Immigrants crossed the ocean on crowded ships. When the ships arrived in New York Harbor, smaller boats took them to Ellis Island. There, the travelers hoped to become American citizens. Thousands of people came every day. First, everyone had to have a checkup. The government didn't want sick people coming into the country. As a result, some sick people stayed in the Ellis Island Hospital until they were well. Someone with an eye infection was sent back across the ocean. People also had to take a written test. They had to answer questions, give their names, and tell what country they were from. They had to tell where they planned to go. They had to promise to obey the laws of the United States. After hours of waiting, most people got good news. The United States welcomed them to their new home. Caption: doctors gave everyone who came through Ellis Island a checkup. They checked children, too. Where they went. From Ellis Island, some immigrants got on ferries to New York City. Many people's journeys ended there. Thousands settled near friends and family. They stayed in neighborhoods such as Little Italy and the Lower East Side. Others had more traveling to do. They headed west or south to other cities and states. Some went to places where they could get a job in a factory or a mine. Others found good farmland. No matter where the immigrants settled, they never forgot Ellis Island.
What is the main idea of this section titled Where They Went? The main idea of this section is immigrants went to many different parts of the country after they left Ellis Island. The details that help me know that that is the main idea is that the immigrants got on ferries that went from Ellis Island to New York City. Some people stayed there, and others headed west or south to other cities and states. Some went to places where they could get a job in a factory or a mine. Some found good farmland. As we were listening to the story being read, there was a lot of things coming up in this story that reminded me of the other stories that we have read about immigrants. Let's take a look at these make connection questions. The first one says, what did many of the immigrants want? Well, many of the immigrants wanted an opportunity for a better life. The evidence to support my answer is in the last paragraph on page 145. I read that people were trying to escape war. Millions came to look for jobs. Many people came to seek freedom. They wanted the right to live and speak the way they wanted. So they came to America to get all of those things, to get freedom from war, to get jobs, and to have the freedom to speak and live the way that they wanted. The next question says, what stories have you read about immigrants to America? How are those stories like this article? So here they're having us make a text to text connection. We're connecting this text to other texts that we have read. So for me, the biggest text to text connection was when we were listening to this section being read, what happened at Ellis Island. In this section, they talked about how everyone had to have a checkup by a doctor and how sick people were turned away and had to cross the ocean to go back to their country, and that they had to answer a lot of questions. I remember that from the story, The Castle on Heaster Street, and how grateful the grandmother and grandfather were that they got past all these checkpoints to enter into America. Were you able to make a different text to text connection? All right, boys and girls, that's where we're going to stop today with our paired selection, Next Stop America. Tomorrow, we'll revisit this text and dig deeper into certain sections of the text. Until then, bye for now.